Christ.
So let's talk about Mr. EDP445, aka Bryant Moreland, aka fucking. Hold on, let me see what the fuck his new name was again. EDP. God damn it. No. Go to the fucking thing that I was
I'm
on
running out
before.
of images to use for EDP, I hope you know.
So, EDP, if we didn't talk about this previously, he actually got his name changed. It's no longer Bryant Moreland. His new name is Dion Scott Wilson Eason because he thought that, people wouldn't know that it's him. so, um, so Mr. Dion or Bryant or EDP, whatever he wants to call himself. Uh, so why are we talking about him? Well, finally, Skeeter Jean dropped the infamous EDP video we were talking about. Jidion has not dropped his. He's pretty much refusing to at this point because of what we talked about in the last episode of YouTube taking down EDP content and shit. So, Jidion's not releasing his. And so Skeeter Jean released his on his locals page. So you can go sign up for that and watch the video for free if you want. Um, but pretty much the video was Jidion and Skeeter Jean getting ready to go confront EDP, and basically Jidion talked about how he hired a private investigator to stalk EDP and follow him everywhere so they knew where he was going to be. And so Jidion dressed up in a cupcake costume and got these cupcakes that said EDP445 on them. And so they pulled up in this black van and they were sitting there waiting and they seen EDP walking. And so Skeeter Jean and Jidion, they were kind of scared because EDP had told the girl that if he ever got exposed or anything, that he would like kill her and the people that exposed him or whatever. So Skeeter Jean and Jidion were like scared they were gonna get shot or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but they busted out of the van and Jidion like ran towards him. He was like, "Hey yo, Bryant, what's up, Bryant? What's up, Bryant?" And fucking, you could just see the life drain from EDP's face. And so Skeeter Jean and Jidion walk up to him, and Jidion's like, "Oh, you want a cupcake, Bryant? You want a cupcake? I know you like those cupcakes." And EDP just looks so, just like, he doesn't know what to do. And Skeeter Jean walks up, and he's like, or sorry, Skeet Hansen, he walks up, and he's like, "Oh, Bryant, I just got a couple questions I want to ask you, and about like, te- uh, sexually texting this minor or whatever." And Brian's like, "Oh, this is fucking bullshit. Y'all are just trying to set me up and all this shit." He was like mad that he got caught. And fucking, so he keeps trying to ask Bryant questions, and Bryant just goes inside the dialysis center, and Skeeter Jean follows him in there, and he's like, "Bryant, we're just trying to ask you a couple questions, Bryant. Bryant, Bryant," is like how he's saying it, and then he like holds up the makeup picture, and he's like, "Bryant, can you just answer this one question, Bryant? Can you tell me what in the actual fuck this is?" And like, Bryant just wasn't saying nothing, and he just would not come back out. And fucking, so then Skeeter Jean and Jidion were like, "Oh, we don't really know what to do now because he won't come back out, and we can't like go in there." So, and Jidion was like, "Oh well, I'll just wait out here all day. I'll wait till he comes back out." And then, so in the midst of this happening, um, the part that's not in the video that much, it's in there a little bit, but the victim herself explained it more in the live stream. So what happened was right after they had confronted him when Bryant had gone in the dialysis center, he texted the victim and was saying, "Oh, fuck you, you fucking bitch, you fucking sent me up, you fucking cunt," and was like going off on her. He's like, "How could you? How could you fucking do this to me? I trusted you," and was like threatening her, saying that he was gonna kill her and her whole family. Oh, Austin muted apparently. Um, but
I'm here.
fucking, it said you muted, but
It's weird. I didn't.
fucking,
Okay. I don't know why it said that.
but
PlayStation fucking up.
so fucking like Bryant like started threatening her, and so while that was going on, like Skeeter, Jean, and Jidion didn't really know what to do, so they're just kind of like thinking like, oh, like are we gonna wait for him to come back out or whatever? And they were just like cracking so many jokes about Bryant. He looks in horrible shape, by the way. Like if you, I did you watch the video, Austin?
I haven't got to yet. I've been working on other stuff.
So did you see at least a clip of it that got leaked?
Yeah.
So you seen what he looked like in the video, pretty much. He looks
Yeah.
rough these days. Brian is looking real rough, and apparently the victim was saying like apparently that the one of the friends that EDP does have apparently was saying that EDP told them that he's like going through the worst time in his life right now, and he's like been like suicidal and shit over all this, and so fucking he looks it, man. He fucking looks it. He looks rough, like he's been through the ringer. But it's only the start of it, because if he goes to jail, oh man, he's gonna get fucked up. But so, um, so while he's in there, uh, EDP calls the cops. I think we might have talked about it a little bit before, but EDP calls the cops on himself, and so the cops come there, and basically the officer is like asking what Skeeter, Jean, and Jidion are doing there, and Skeeter's like explaining the whole Skeet Hansen thing and how like Bryant is like a predator, and they start showing him the chat logs and stuff. And uh, at first the cop is like telling them they probably have to leave, and then the cop was like, actually, it turns out that this is public property, so technically you guys don't have to leave if you don't want to. Um, and he was like, oh, the only way you have to leave is if the dialysis center wants you to leave. And then he went to ask the dialysis center, and he came back, and he was like, so the dialysis center said that you guys don't have to leave because it's public property and you guys aren't doing anything wrong. And Jidion got all hype, and he was like, we got him, boys, we got him. And then fucking pretty much after that, the next part of the video is like where they're tracking EDP. Apparently they followed him like 20 something miles, and to, I don't remember where it was at, but to like this parking lot, and like EDP was like walking, and they pulled up again, and Jidion like, he was like, hey yo Bryant, we just want to ask you some questions, Bryant. And EDP just like immediately turned around and started walking towards his car, and Jidion was like, he was like, Bryant, for real, like we're not even trying to like start no situation, like we just want to have a civil conversation, Bryant, like just like. And Skeeter was like, yeah, we literally just want to ask you a couple questions, like it doesn't got to be a violent situation, it's not going to be no yelling, screaming, just going to have like a civil conversation with you. And then so EDP like goes to his car, he's just ignoring him, and then he like reaches for something, and Skeeter, Jean, and Jidion like back the fuck up because they were scared that EDP was about to pull a gun on him. And so EDP just like gets in his car, and they're like trying to talk to him. They're like, come on, Bryant, come on, Bryant. And then EDP like gets in his car and drives away, which if you, since you haven't seen the video, EDP's car is a busted ass Honda. It's a white Honda SUV, and it looks like something a pedophile would drive.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, fucking Jidion called it the EDP mobile. But that was pretty much the video. Like there wasn't too much of an interaction because EDP was just being a pussy and shit. But he threatened the victim and shit. So not only was he sexually talking to a minor, now he's threatening the minor, which is making it worse for himself. And apparently, from people are saying, like, EDP just doesn't give a fuck about his own life or anyone else's, so he's like considered dangerous now. And he owns like
Jesus.
hella guns as well, which is why he's on an FBI watch list. And so, and I think I might have said this already, but he's also trying to flee the country to get away from all this shit
Yep.
as well. So it's crazy. But yeah, so the video finally came out. Um, it was obviously lackluster. It wasn't Skeeter, Gene, or Jidion's fault. It was just Bryant not wanting to talk to him and just being a pussy. And that was pretty much the whole video. I don't know where it all stands as of right now. Things have kind of calmed down with it a little bit right now. There's not really much going on. Uh, People are still getting taken down for EDP content, though. That is still happening. Um, but as far as what happens next with this, I don't really know. Uh, it's October now. This came out at the end of September. We just haven't got to talk about it till now, obviously. So, Jidion did say that him and Skeeter Gene are planning to go confront Bryant again this month. So, I guess we'll see what happens with that. But as of at least right now, that's everything with EDP and all that shit. So, stay tuned for more EDP stuff because we'll be talking about them when the next thing happens. But as of right now, that's the most up to date on the EDP situation.
Damn.
God, this EDP omnibus, I'm scared it's going to get to where it's going to be longer than 12 hours, and I'm going to have to make like several parts or
Jesus
something.
Christ. Um,